It's officially 3:33 p.m. and we are off the clock. Guys, we are back for another episode.
Yes.
Where has the week's been going? It's just been flying by.
Time is flying.
Seems like it was just 2 hours ago.
Literally.
That we were together.
Right. What have you guys been doing all week? You know, that's my first question. What are you guys been doing all week?
I mean, always the answer is work.
I just wish I had something else to say. I realize my life is like not full because it's the same answer.
It's not full.
It's not full enough. I have nothing else to say. It's like
I've been
working out. I've been working.
Yeah. Well, next time we need to add a vacation in there. I went to Tahiti.
Yeah.
Just to make a.
I went to Morocco.
I had got with my tax lady.
How'd that go?
Paperwork. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
But you know, we got our paperwork done. So
What have you been doing this week?
Y'all don't want to know what I was
now I definitely
want to know.
Yes.
Now I
What have you been
wanna
doing?
know.
It definitely is not exciting either. Like,
What?
Okay.
I did not work this week. I'm
Okay.
like,
Oh,
That's
good.
amazing.
That's good.
We celebrate that.
We love that. That's a win.
That is a
it's
win.
a win in my book.
Yes.
Yeah. It was like nothing exotic, nothing. It was just like peaceful. Home.
Good. Did
I'm an
you
empty
organize your
nester
clock?
now.
You
That
are
was the
empty
plan.
nester.
That was the plan to like reorganize. But
It never
I really
happened.
just kind of binge watched. And
Yeah. Oh, it's the
Enjoyed
best.
yourself.
Good for you.
That's good.
That's the best.
I love
That
that.
is exciting,
What'd
actually.
you
Yes.
Especially
What
this
I
stage of
watch?
life.
Just one. What are these you
I
watch?
caught up on Ghosts.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I caught up on that last
Yeah.
night too.
Dang, you that far behind?
Yes.
It was literally
I've never even seen
all 4
Ghosts.
episodes.
Yeah. So.
I've never
You
even seen.
haven't? You know, you turned me on to Power.
And I stopped there. I stopped at the end of Power. I haven't watched any of the others.
So his son's show, Ghost, was a
like
hard
it.
watch the first season.
Okay.
Yes.
2
The
and
first
3.
whole season.
Two was amazing. Yeah, the first season because you're used to
Because
Ghost.
you're used to
Right,
Ghost.
right.
Looking
That
at
makes
this
sense.
little boy like this was a bit
Yeah.
weird.
And we were all trying to figure out where we're going with
where are
this.
we going?
Right.
Yeah.
But 2
Yeah.
and 3,
Something happened.
he done turned up on us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ghost.
He's the new Ghost.
He's the one.
Ghost.
Personified, for
Yes.
sure. Yes.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
Watch.
it is a good one.
Yes.
It's like Ghost Who?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I gotta
That's what it
figure
feels
out
like.
the name of this movie I watched. Dag, I wish I could. You know, it's right on the tip of my tongue, but it is a farce, like a mock of pretty much New Birth, Eddie Long, and
Ooh.
Oh, you talking about with what's her name?
our girl Regina.
yeah.
Regina.
Oh,
Yes.
the
Yes.
first lady.
Yes.
That got bad reviews. You liked it?
Hey,
It was a message.
it was a message.
It was a message.
It wasn't a great
Yeah.
production, but the message was
there.
It was
clear.
Netflix, right?
Dang, it was
One of them.
Prime. It was Prime.
Okay, Prime. Amazon
Yeah,
Prime,
I watched that. That was crazy. Cause
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
is
want to watch
this-
that.
I
Yeah.
remember them being on the Breakfast
It
Club
was
and they
deep.
were like talking about it.
It
I'm
was
not
big.
surprised that it wasn't received
It's
well.
not
Yeah.
received well.
Yeah.
It was
they
exposed.
said-
It was an
I
I was
exposed.
gonna ask that. Was it
Yeah.
like given to?
I mean, because
Yeah.
they made it more
Well, they said
reality TV
it was.
vibe.
They didn't say more so of like the story was bad, but it was like the production was
Because
pretty
they
bad.
made it like a reality TV vibe. That's why a lot of people didn't like City Girls show.
Right.
With Issa Rae.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why they
it's
did.
so it's so
That's
what is
on
it? What is
trend.
Issa Rae's show? The first one. Insecure.
Rap shit.
No, Insecure, like where she
Oh,
would go
Insecure.
off and like kind of
Yeah. I
love
break the
Yes.
fourth
Insecure.
wall.
Yes.
It was
yes.
good.
Yes.
That's what they do. They break the fourth wall. That's
Yes,
what they do.
Yeah.
that's what they call
Okay.
it. Well, they did it. It was funny. I was like, "This is too." I can see why it's not well
Right.
received.
Yeah. I think it came out last year.
Yeah.
2022. Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry.
No, I want to watch that now.
Okay, so second episode with the guest, our second guest. I'm so
Episode
excited.
12.
Yes. We are 2 for 2. It's feeling like 2 for 2.
Yes.
Yes. Today we have another special guest, our good girl Monica Glover, aka the Queen of Closing. Yes.
Hey, girl.
Yes. She's the founder and the CEO of the Queen of Closing brand and the firm Real Estate Brokerage. Yes. So she's also a real estate broker, owner, and investor. The mother of a beautiful and bright college freshman, Lyric.
Ooh,
Yeah, you just said you're an empty nester. Yes. With over 10 years experience, she's established herself as a true leader in her field. Yes. Consistently ranking among the top 10% producing agents in the metro Atlanta area year after year. Amazing. Congrats.
Yes.
She's an active member of the Atlanta Board of Realtors and a certified luxury home market specialist. I was going to pause on the luxury.
Heavy on the luxury.
Heavy on the lux.
Heavy on the lux, okay. And last but not least, she's built a team of other talented, passionate, and professional women around her. Absolutely. Yes. So without further ado, welcome our girl, Monica.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
officially
you.
3:30 p.m. and we are off the clock.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. Libations.
Yes. I'm here for the drinks.
Right. We all are.
How we're getting through.
Okay, so let's talk about how you guys know our good girl, Monica.
Oh, my good girl, Monty. I got all the feels.
Okay.
So Monica and I worked together in property management. She was actually, so Monica came to work for a property that I was already working at. And just a little side story about that first day. Okay. So I was like the only woman of color on the management team, like on the team. And so our manager got laid off. It was a whole thing. And then when they brought Monty in, Monty came in just as cute as ever. As cute as ever. And I'm like, okay, this is different. You know, like this is either gonna go really good or really bad.
Yeah.
And you were amazing.
Okay.
We either gonna click. Oh yeah, we did right away.
All the good energy.
All the good
I knew I was
energy.
gonna click with Ashley when I
Did
saw
you?
her. I was so happy to see another one.
Because you probably hadn't seen a brown person the whole interview process. None of it.
I was just taking a job to take a job.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
it was amazing. And so we just hit it off
Yeah.
Clicked ever since.
ever since.
That's lit.
Locked in.
So when I heard about Monica, I heard about, the lady that she used to work with and her other business once we started working together. But I got the chance to spend time with you at the vision board party. Yes, because that was our first major interaction. I always knew you, I always greeted you, and we always spoke whenever you came to Addicted when she was doing your lashes there. But at the vision board party, we got cooped up in a corner next to each other, and I forget what we were doing. We were making you were actually designing your vision board, and it was another young lady sitting across from you, and I was just hanging out at your table for the most of the time. So I got the chance to know you there, and I connected the dots on why she was so crazy about this lady.
Yes.
That is so funny that you say that because Ashley always talked about you so much.
She's
and I
with you.
connected the dots with you, why she likes you so much. You just have that presence about you.
Thank you.
And I just felt so happy for Ashley to have met you and y'all to collab. I was like, oh, what a good fit. You know what I mean?
It was genuine. It was like none other. It was almost probably knowing her and, not necessarily knowing me, but it probably, I feel like now, because we're so used to each other, being on a public forum, sometimes people now get to see our relationship and they're like, oh,
that makes sense.
But you got to see it in person. But it's new to everybody else, and it's so weird when they say things that we already knew. You know what I mean?
So it's interesting because I had never had because Monty was my supervisor. And so having a supervisor that just saw you. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so I hadn't really experienced that until having you. Yeah. And then to literally leave corporate and then come working for you, it was just kismet. It was it set the stage for that. It was I'm so glad. I should have been working for black women this whole time. Yeah. A win and a win.
But I think Ashley, you really have a niche for making people see you.
Aww.
You know what I mean? You express yourself really, really well. And you're very passionate. Yeah. And you make sure you take up that space. You'll be reserved for a minute, but people know not to try you.
Yeah.
She's sweet, but don't push her buttons.
The fire spark.
Yeah, she's just very boisterous. Yeah. And I always admired that.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, that's so dope. dope. I always loved Ashley.
So there was a little transition though. Leaving a space where I was super comfortable and confident in property management. I did go through a transition after that. Like when I stepped into a new space, learning lashes and doing that, I had a little bit of imposter syndrome. So the Ashley that you know, she back, but she didn't went away for a little bit. She didn't went away for a little bit. She back though.
Like, still a part of you though.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I think that's just a part of the process. I think we all go through that.
For sure.
Okay, so before we deep dive into your entrepreneur journey, take us back to when you first entered the real estate space as an agent.
As an agent, what was that like?
Yeah.
It was honestly so misleading. It was so misleading.
Wow.
Because I was kind of thrown into it, so to speak, because when I worked with Ashley, I remember, I don't know if you remember this, Ashley, but we would literally be at work strolling Instagram. Like,
oh, yeah.
Where these girls work? Like, I did not, I like the job. I can do it with my eyes closed, but I didn't want to work there. Yeah. And I was like, Ashley, let's just walk out. She's like, let's just do it. And we was like, nah, girl, we can't. And I just remember, like, us always looking on social media, like, what? These girls have the life. And so I ended up getting laid off. Okay. And they gave me like a 2 weeks paycheck. Like a 2 week service package.
What am I doing 2 weeks?
Yeah, I know. And it was literally like the end of the year. It was like around the holiday. And I had just purchased my house. I hadn't even made my first mortgage payment.
Oh my gosh.
And so the house was being built. So during that 6 months that it was built, like I literally was like, you know, I just had like champagne taste.
Yeah.
So I was like, y'all want wood stairs. Give me
all of it.
That was all of my savings had went into the house. So when my regional came and told me, it was like I wanted to quit anyway, but I wanted to do it.
You wanted to do it. Yeah.
So it was like a lot of emotions, and I was just like, you know what? What am I going to do with this 2 weeks paycheck? Yeah. And at that time, I had my cousin staying with me. She had literally just started working at like the Hawks, and she had a little baby. Yeah. And I say the Hawks. What is that place called?
The State Farm
Arena.
So she was like working there. So, you know, obviously she worked at night, and I would have her little baby. And she was like really big on like Groupon and stuff. Like she was like, cousin, you should be a realtor and da-da-da-da. And I just remember thinking I had a resident who was an agent, and I was like, oh, she makes a lot of money. I can do that, no problem. And so I said, yeah, I'm gonna go and get my real estate license, and I did in those 2 weeks. Yeah. And I was like, I'm just gonna go and post up at Keller Williams, because I thought we worked in property management. Yeah. So when someone's looking for an apartment, they come through the door. You know what they're looking for. Right. It's easy to sell them. So I thought I was going to sit at Keller Williams.
And then the money was going to come to you. Yeah.
I thought when someone walked through the door, I got this one.
Right. I'm up.
Girl. Right.
That's not the case.
That was not the case. And so what ended up happening, I got my license. And it was kind of like, now what? Because you don't get paid until
you make them first closing.
Right. It's commission only. It's no. I mean, even when I was a waitress, my God, we got $2 an hour. you just getting air, and you just out here spending money. You gotta buy cars, you gotta buy signs, you gotta spend marketing. I mean, you have so much to pay for, and you're not getting anything.
It's a lot of investing.
It was super misleading.
And you know, just being in Atlanta, it's kind of like a put-on city.
Ooh, that's what I'm saying.
Not kind of. That's what I'm saying. It is for sure.
The put-on city.
It is for sure.
City, but it's a gift and a curse, because it makes you feel comfortable to fake it till you make it. Yeah. But it also is annoying.
Yes.
And it's like a lot of, it's fake. It's all cap. It's just like, it's smoke mirrors. It's smoke mirrors. Yeah. You can feel really discouraged. So long story short, I did not have nothing going on, and I had a whole mortgage now. I had a kid. A lot of things. I had to make a lot of adjustments. Like, I think that time I had like 2 cars.
Yeah. You sure did.
Yes. 2 nice cars.
2 luxury vehicles.
Yes. And it was easy breezy. Like, oh, that's nothing, because you were making the money.
Yeah. Right.
And then when you have nothing coming in, it was just like I literally had to
go into survival mode.
Yeah. I got rid of both of them, got a smaller car.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, I was like trying to take a job, not to take a job. Because, in entrepreneurship, it's like no one really takes you seriously if you're an agent and you have another job. Because you don't got time to work their stuff.
Right.
So I was really just trying to have faith, but still be realistic.
Yeah.
So I was trying to take all these odds and ends jobs that I knew that
wouldn't have too much responsibility.
It didn't
Demand.
pay my overhead that I had because we had a good job. Our 9 to 5 was pretty decent. So I couldn't. I have a mentality like ain't nothing going back.
None of it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I just had to figure it out. But in the midst of it, it was like in the beginning, it was like probably the lowest ever for my life because I was just like, my mom and my dad, they have they make really good money.
Right.
So it was like nothing to ask them. But I was kind of like embarrassed.
Gotta do,
because they don't really understand. Like they're not entrepreneurs. So they just like, why you just can't
Right.
go get a job?
Pay to the order of is what I'm calling it. You need to pay to the order of.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of had to everybody was late. Everybody was late. And my friend, she was driving Uber, and I was just like, "Are you doing that shit?" And I just remember damn, bitch.
Here I go. Uber.
And I did, and it was just I was like, oh my God, I don't want nobody to see me because at this point I had changed my name on Instagram.
Okay.
To
the
what?
Closing.
I don't think I was the queen of closing. I think it was Monica's Atlanta Realtor or something.
Okay.
But people knew I sell houses, so I was like, I don't want nobody to see me. So I had this thing I'm going to just go to the airport and come back.
Yeah. And that's when you saw everybody.
Yeah.
This is when you saw every freaking body.
If your name came up, decline.
Was it really like that? So at that time, did you know anybody else in real estate though?
I met friends in real estate school.
Okay.
And we were all experiencing.
But nobody that was already established in the industry.
The thing with it is you will follow people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And on social, everyone looks
like
and
one
inviting.
thing.
Yeah.
And then when you reach out, it's like, these are mean girls.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was like, this got me up.
Right.
I'm trying to think of another word to say. No, say that.
No, that's that.
And I was just like, no, it's so, like I said, smoke and mirrors. And so I was just like, man, bump them. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get it.
How you need to.
I'm going to get it on my own. So I ended up going back to work. I took a job as a leasing consultant so I could be off 2 days during the week.
Yeah. Okay.
And I just, honestly, y'all, when I was at work, it was a really nice apartment complex. So I was just with the cabs.
I remember the visuals.
Yeah.
Did you still have short hair at this time?
Yes.
That was so funny.
On my Instagram, there's literally a post. I'm sitting in the leasing office and I'm looking at my phone and someone took my picture, another leasing agent. And I was like, oh, it's cute. I'm about to post it on Instagram. And I was like, yeah, when you get that email, you ready to close? I ain't closed a thing.
It's so funny because I was fooled. I had no idea. One day I called Monty. Monty was like, girl, I'm at work.
It's all in the caption.
And so, and people would come through looking for an apartment. And if we weren't the right fit, I would tell them that I could find them something somewhere else. Yeah. And it just kind of, it went from there. Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I remember, my friend, Rhea, she stayed with me for a while and she ended up moving to a new construction and she put my name down.
Nice.
That's
and
amazing.
That was my first check. And then my second was a really, really big, for a new agent. It was over $500,000 and it was my cousin.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah. And it started as a rental.
Yeah.
And she was a dancer and she had a sugar daddy.
I remember that.
You remember that?
I remember that.
Oh
yes.
my God. And I was at work and as the agents, we don't really care to do rentals because we don't really get paid. I just wanted it to do it to look like I'm working on my social media, right? So her sugar daddy agreed to pay for 6 months of her rent. And back then rent, regular rent was $2,000. So I was okay, cool. So
now regular rent's $4,000.
Right. So crazy, right?
Regular rent.
So it's insane.
So
wild.
crazy.
It's so insane.
So we ended up getting this place in Buckhead. We found a place in Buckhead, and I told the other agent, I negotiated a lesser amount because we were willing to pay 6 months in advance. Mm-hmm. He was extremely ecstatic. He was like, oh my God, it's a go. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to send over the application for the formalities, boo, boo, boo.
Yeah.
I was at work.
Yeah.
And so I said, cool. I called my cousin. Like, girl, we in there. Just fill this out.
In the funds.
And the reason I brought up she's a dancer because she actually put on the application at that time she was working at Magic City. I was at work, so I didn't read it. And I didn't think I would have to with her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She would have known to.
Yeah. And I think she did it because I said, it's a go. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so when she sent it to me, I was busy, so I just quickly forwarded it to him. And immediately my phone rang, and it was him. And he was just like, yeah, I don't think it's going to be a good fit. And I just was like, I stepped out. Like, what's a good fit? Because I didn't see the fit on the listing. Like, I already knew, you know, what it was. So what ended up happening, so I'm outside, supposed to be at work. And I'm going off on him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I already know where he's going with this. Yeah. So I ended up getting fired for stepping outside and taking
money.
So I get in my car. Because they was like, are you going to work for us? Are you going to do that?
Oh, the universe.
So I was like, listen. So I was aggravated.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much stress going on. And in my head, I'm like, I don't really got to be no Lisa age little girl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it kind of came off like that.
Yeah.
That was like how you said you had to transition from that space, right?
Yes.
So I was basically told them what they could do with that job. I get in a car, call my cousin.
You want to skip over that part.
So I call my cousin and I'm just like, did you put that you worked there? Like, because I didn't think I had to go over that with you.
Yeah.
So just for the basis of this story, her sugar daddy was a Caucasian older man.
Okay.
So I said, had he done it, I'm trying to break it down to her because she was acting like she didn't get it. So I said, had he put it in his name, you would have been in there. Like, you know, she's like, they can't do that. I'm like, they can and they can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They just did.
Yeah, they just did.
She tells him, because she's telling him thinking he gonna go and put it in his name. He gets offended and like, yo, they don't deserve any of my money. And he said, I'll just buy you something.
That.
Yeah. He brought her over
That
$500,000 brand new townhome cash.
Period.
Yeah.
And it benefited her and you.
And you.
Yeah.
Everybody.
And I was just like,
What felt like a loss was a win.
God has a way of doing
Always.
that.
A win is a win.
Man, every single time.
Every time you think you're counted out of something, it flips around and shows
and you had to leave that job too. You had to tell them where they could put that job.
Yeah, that's
too.
what I said.
Yeah.
It forces you in that space.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that was my wake up call. Like, I'm gonna take this seriously.
Yeah.
I mean,
one little sidebar. I remember when we worked together, you would just go to like new constructions or to open houses. You loved it.
Yeah.
So it makes so much sense that you know what I mean, that you ended up where you are.
And you know, I always hear people's like, if you do it, you enjoy, you're not really working.
Yeah, you always loved it.
I never thought that I had something that I enjoyed.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because I just thought it had to be a talent.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't see that.
It is a talent.
It is. I know now.
You like properties.
I know now.
Aside from it being the talent, you got to have the personality for it.
For sure.
And your personality
He
exudes
has
that.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
It definitely exudes that. Yeah.
That is a big do. Like your personality, because a lot of times people will want to get in this real estate industry because I think everything is kind of a fad now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Trendy. It's like, you know,
You can tell by the photo shoots.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The marketing be so clean, bro.
Yes. And it looks exciting.
It looks great.
Do it, I would want to. Like,
of course.
Open a door and get this check.
Absolutely.
Right.
But it's so many components that go with it, and honestly, just being in property management really set me up for that.
For sure.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The things that I didn't want to do, the Monday morning reports.
Yeah. Ooh.
Girl, you know, those things.
Yes, month in, all of it.
Everything God aligns. You know what I'm saying? Even like blowing up balloons for
all of it.
Yes. These agents don't know how to make a flower.
Yeah.
Right.
Balloons. Their balloons aren't going to be as cute as mine.
Well, that's part of the investing in yourself. That's investing in yourself. It's not about just a dollar amount that you spend to kind of build your business, but the time.
And also, like doing, like you said, what is aligned for you.
Right.
Yeah. At that time, some people get into things because they look good, but it doesn't necessarily align with your life track, or like things that you are actually interested in, which is touring home.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like you did that.
Like you might not have known what you were being prepared for, but God knew.
Yeah.
God knows.
So just
God did.
God did.
And it's like you feel lost when it first happens because you were like, I'm going to do lashes.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, show me how to do lashes. That
Listen.
wasn't my calling.
Yeah. Oh my God, Money, I totally forgot about that. Yeah. I'm about to start crying.
Girl, I still got the lash kit in my closet. I don't want to do no lash. I can't even do I can't do that.
Yo.
That's Ashley's calling. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
Yes. Yeah. And don't like
we were trying to figure it out.
When you're trying to figure it out, it feels like all your friends trying to do what you while you're trying to figure it out.
I had no problem with it though. I wanted us to win regardless.
I get it, but it's like what DJ said. Like you have to do what's yours, not
for sure.
because
what's
somebody else doing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I guess I knew we both had bought our homes. It was the bills was coming. I was trying to figure out a way. What's so crazy is that we were kind of saying when we were buying our homes, and I have a story about this when we are wrapping up, but when we were buying our homes, we kept saying, let's just stay here till we close. Let's just stay here till we close. And literally,
that's what happened.
We were a couple seconds after closing.
Let me tell you.
And things shifted.
When they let me go and Craig said, you're handling this so well, I said to myself, if this would have been last month,
we would have had a problem. We said it. We said just get us to closing. We ain't been saying that. Get us to closing.
And he did what you asked.
It was definitely for God. Like I'm still in that same house.
Brand new.
Yeah.
Built yours.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Beautiful.
So it worked out.
Yeah, it always does.
All right. So what motivated you to start your business and how has that motivation evolved over time?
What motivated me was what I basically was saying, like
struggle.
Survival.
That's what got you in. But what about when you decided to
start the firm?
The actual firm,
just really realizing I loved it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I loved it, and I always knew I loved it. It just wasn't consistent. When you first started any business, it's like, how do you get the business? And people don't buy a house every day,
right?
And so it may feel like a lot of money, but it don't come
on regular,
right?
Not every 2 week thing,
yeah. And so the money had to look, I got bills to pay. Let me get out here and try to figure out how do I generate business and how do I,
make these things happen.
Mm-hmm. And so for me, I had to, again, get another job.
Yeah.
To pay somebody. I was paying somebody. I still pay somebody to post for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To get my content better.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I think that the better your content, the better your clientele.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I just noticed a shift.
Yeah.
And when I started doing that, so it kind of worked for me. For me, social media works for me because my past clients would do their testimonial and they would refer. They were so happy with the experience.
Yeah.
It felt personal. It didn't feel like a paycheck.
Because you really love it, Money. And it shows.
Yeah. I don't even I do now because I own the brokerage, but I wouldn't even get paid at closing. I didn't.
You would give up so much?
No, not get paid.
Oh,
okay.
It's
just we have an opportunity to get paid at closing, which is actually get our check.
Oh,
but I didn't want my clients to think that I was just showing up for the check. So
I
was like, no, you can just mail it to the broker. And I'm just here for them.
Yeah. Right.
Broke. I really needed my check right then and there, but I was just trying to be classy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Broke.
And that's gonna be a reoccurring client. That client when they buy again, they come into you.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't know that was a thing either.
It's not, it's a thing. It's really common for everybody, and it doesn't mean that you're there for your check.
They literally will slide the check to you. Okay, here's your payment.
Discreetly?
What?
No. It's at the end of the deal, and you'll have your check, and then you have the
broker's
broker's
check.
Have
you done signed all them pages?
I didn't even know. Yeah, my real estate agent didn't do that either. So maybe
my agent didn't even show up at closing.
What?
So,
What?
He wasn't there. He had another closing. My closing ended up being put off a couple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a couple days. So he had something else going on.
Yeah, and sometimes we can't make all of them.
Yeah, for sure.
When I had my closing, I was like, I'm about to get me people see the Tiffany bags. They about
Girl.
What about
a sprinkler, a hose.
That's what you needed.
That's what you mean.
You needed that.
I know, but I was
You
there for
didn't
the
need
pictures,
that.
okay?
Yeah. You better hold that hose up with pride. Hold it up.
So he glad you said that.
Water that
That's
yard.
hilarious.
That was great.
I got a stamp with my new address on it.
That's cute too.
I think so.
These
He
people are
gave me a gift card too. Yeah.
You know what you need. Not what you want.
You know what's funny? In real estate school, they tell us we cannot go over $25.
Really?
Social media got us buying Versace rugs.
Listen.
That's what I'm saying.
Louis Vuitton.
I mean, I'm talking about the sprinter pull-ups. She know what I'm talking about.
Wow.
Like, imagine being a client that don't make it to social media on the sprinter.
Right, on the sprinter.
And you know, I have to like be very conscious of that. I kind of toned it back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you
nobody to feel
should.
bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But every price point can't get that.
Absolutely.
Right.
And that's
Because
what
you will
makes
be
it a
eating
thing.
up all your
Exactly.
money.
Right.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And I don't mean to make nobody feel bad.
But
Yeah.
if,
Right.
yeah, but if
And
that's
I've
the
had
experience,
clients got a green egg. Like that was $1,000, and I've got clients that's gonna get a basket
Yeah.
or a sprinkler.
Yeah.
I'm like, and it's literally the old school that you pull out with the I said,
oh my God, you need to water that yard.
I said,
Yeah.
John,
So you
no.
didn't have no irrigation.
No.
Well, that was a good gift then.
Yeah,
That was very
Listen.
thoughtful of him.
that was.
Yeah.
You know what
That's
she
it.
did.
This was what, 20, I purchased in 2014. Yeah, I'm thinking about have some
I
bags.
hadn't even seen all of them
Bags.
by
What?
then.
A lot of times we just put glasses in the Tiffany's
Oh,
bag.
okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
The bag.
125, 220.
Yeah.
I just bought some of them glasses.
Just make sure you get the Tiffany's bag.
Yes.
And see. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
We're going to make it look good.
But John, I love you though. So don't
Yeah,
forget
no.
about me.
No. And I love my
you.
guy too.
And that was a great
He looked
gift.
out.
Yeah, it was.
That
Yeah.
was really a great
For
gift.
sure.
So, what's been a major high that like you've experienced since you've been in business? Like that moment, you know how you have those moments like I forget this, what you call it, but you have those moments, and then you have
Like
that
I've
moment
arrived.
of
Yes.
like, I've arrived.
Yeah.
Confirmation that
I
this is
actually
my
just
lane.
had
Yeah.
that this year, and I couldn't
Out of all of
post
these
it.
years,
In 2023.
And I've had others, but this is top.
oh,
everything.
top.
Got it.
Okay, I'm
Like,
about to say.
so I put that I wanted a certain celebrity to be I was like, I'm gonna sell them a house, right?
Really?
So I didn't sell him a house, but I sold someone
in the
who's
circle.
in line.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
Yes.
like
Yeah.
Close to him.
like a really, let's say B-list celebrity.
Okay.
But it was like very private, and I didn't get to post it. But I was like, you want the.
That's
you
the
know,
thing though with
yeah.
the higher
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
clientele.
Yeah.
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 The more discreet you can be.
the more
Yeah.
discreet. And I was
Yeah.
just like, dang, I'm really out here queen of closing.
Yeah.
Like,
Is.
and she works directly under who I put on my vision board. So I'm hoping that
It'll get there. It
yeah,
will.
Yeah.
It
And
will.
so that was like, okay, I did, you know what I mean? Like,
You
I
did it.
couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? And I met her through someone off of social media.
Okay.
So you
Wow.
just never know where
these
it's
links
gonna
Yeah.
come
are
from.
You never know who's watching.
So it wasn't even the price point. It was just the influence.
Yeah.
And although I didn't get to post it because of the influence, it
Yeah.
was just like they see you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
That's
part.
all.
That's all that matters.
Matters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is all
And it
that
changes
matters.
your perspective.
About
Yes.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Now I
yeah.
don't post anything. Or
Yeah.
when I do, I'll be like, I have so much content, but now I'm conscious of it.
Yeah.
Because
That.
everybody's looking.
Everybody's
Yeah.
looking.
Everybody's looking.
Yeah.
That put you in a new space.
And
though.
also you're
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
like the word of mouth. You're being talked about
word
in
of
rooms
mouth.
that
Right.
you're not even in.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that one
Which
of the
all
reasons,
goes back to like that being the main thing.
Yeah.
yes.
Referral
You
base.
provided that,
The
that
referral
experience.
base.
Yeah.
Because, what if they start charging us astronomical amounts for Instagram? Like,
Facts.
are we
Right.
they're charging for blue checks now.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
are we really
Ooh,
gonna?
child.
Be, are
Are we about
gonna-
to subscribe to be on this app, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it is I ain't gonna lie, it's my money maker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for me, we spend a lot of money to
Post.
put
To
on.
put
You know what I
on,
mean?
yeah.
So
To
make
now
the
we gotta
content.
like
It's an
pay to
investment.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
So
content
I
in
don't
itself.
know. I don't really mind being
Word of mouth.
off of the gram as well, like just as the person
Yeah.
that you need to know. Because
Yeah.
I don't have a big following like that, but the people who need to know. The girls
Yeah.
that get it,
Yeah.
get it.
That, that part.
Cheers.
That
Oh,
part.
yeah.
That part.
So I'm just like, yes, I feel
all
like I'm taking up
connecting.
space.
Yeah.
Like it's really important, and it's so funny because I didn't care for the name Queen of Closing.
Okay.
But that's how they come. So I just be like, okay, let me
Yeah.
throw that in
Oh,
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you know the one
Sometimes
thing
you
that
have
they
to say
always
it.
say.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. I was gonna say the one thing that they business coaches always say is that you do need to have your own database. If the internet shuts down today, you remember?
Yeah.
What year was that when the internet was like down, not internet, but Instagram was down for like a full day.
I remember that.
You remember
It
that?
happens.
Or was it 2020?
I feel like it was before COVID, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it was before
Yes.
And so basically, this is an example as to how would you get to new clients or your clientele base if you don't create a database for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's a blessing to even just, it's genuinely happening for you. So,
And that's what I said. Like, that's the biggest moment for me.
Okay.
Thus far. Like,
just knowing.
Thus far. Yeah.
Just knowing your name is floating around.
And just whatever you put into your mindset that you're going to do, and you start really seeing it start to happen.
Yeah.
And you just like, okay, this is my purpose.
Because you're showing up as that person, right?
Absolutely. You're attracting those people too. By showing up as that person.
Yeah.
So in the same, piggybacking off of that, like what was one of those low moments that in that moment it was so dramatic, but afterwards, like now looking back on it, you were able to take that lesson and apply it and push forward?
When I was like driving Uber, and not trying to see anybody that I knew, I ended up picking up my neighbor, and I didn't know he was my neighbor. He knew of my name in the neighborhood because I sell a lot in my neighborhood, and so I told you if I knew your name, I wouldn't pick you up.
Right. Exactly.
Pick him up, and then I see the address.
Oh no!
Now I'm going home.
Yeah,
I'm going home.
And I was looking crazy. I was looking so crazy. I tried to put my hat down.
Yeah.
And he was just talking. He was like,
they get in the
You recognize the car, probably.
He just recognized the name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so we eventually got to talking, you know. He was just like, ain't no thing, I do it too. And da, 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 da. And I was like, oh, that was nice.
There we go.
When I got him out of the car, no, I was like, he better not tell nobody. And here come my other neighbor like, girl, man told me he called you. And I was just like, yeah, but I told him they need to use you because he's thinking about selling his house. And, you know, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, see?
So, but I feel like he would have used me regardless. Because
Because he knew the name
so I
and
guess
he
it was
saw
like
the
one of those
marketing.
low moments that turned to a high moment.
Yeah.
And some people can get it. Some people can relate. And then others
Absolutely.
And it's not anything to be ashamed of.
It's not.
I just didn't want to market myself as like on social. I was looking like I had it together. I'm closing deals all the time.
And
But you knew what you wanted for yourself as well, too,
Yeah.
right? So it was like, this is not part of.
Yeah, I didn't see that in my life, and my life. And then my mom was like, "Oh, Monica, that's so dangerous." You know, that was very short lived, and
you got through it though,
man.
And it built character.
It did.
Yeah,
it did.
It is
because for me, it was just like everybody was late, but I just wanted to make sure when my daughter opened the refrigerator, it was food.
It was straight.
When she flipped the switch, it was light. So I just wanted her life not to be
chaotic.
Yeah. So she didn't know anything.
Nothing was going on.
And the best moms make sure of that.
Absolutely.
Like, legit. We don't be knowing what
and
is
she
going
could care.
on.
I mean, she knew I was. I was like, I'm going to. She's like, okay.
Yeah.
But she had like her life was unaffected. And so as mothers, like we just really don't get no days off.
Right.
So I was like, it doesn't matter who lay me off. I'm always got to be on.
Yeah.
And I remember, even when I worked with Ashley, I remember praying for that job. I always would pray when I go on an interview that I get the job.
Yeah.
Now I pray I don't ever have to go on an interview again.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Girl.
And I know that entrepreneur.
You is preaching. Stand up.
You know, because it's too much control.
Stand up.
I don't want nobody dingling my strings like that. Yeah. I don't want nobody dingling my strings like that.
And once again, I always say, once you get the taste of just being your own boss and being a boss, it's kind of weird to go back to reporting to somebody else.
And even in those lower moments when things are chaotic and you don't know what's what or it's slow or whatever, your brain never goes to go back. Right. It goes to
go
shift.
harder.
It goes to what I gotta do to make it happen.
What I gotta create. Exactly. What ways can I shift?
Yes.
Once you're in that mindset, it's never like go back.
It's
always like find another way or make one.
Sure. And I wish I would have done it so much sooner.
Always.
And it's so scary when you first start.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But even like at my scary moments now, it's just like, and when I say scary, like when business is
things are different.
It's no fear to be like, okay, well, what we gonna do now? Like I never go to Indeed.
It's a mindset.
Yeah.
It's a mindset.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like not everybody understands that because not everybody's life is aligned to be an entrepreneur or to be in the lead control. But when you are in that space and you're hearing like the minor things that they are aggravated by or whatever, not saying that they're minor, but you know, they come with not owning your own business, the things that they're stressing about.
Things that they can't control.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of things that they can't control.
You just wish, you know, for them that, because you can't explain it because your perspective is so different. So it's like
we have the things that we know we complain about, but it's like when you hear those complaints, it's like, what?
It's nothing. It's nothing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take it back for anything. So I understand.
Yeah. I remember like even being in 9 to 5 and just being in a position of like supervisor, like I would be laying in bed like, what I'm gonna say while I'm late today? What I'm gonna say to call in today?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll be like, yeah, I'm taking my lunch break this morning.
Yes. She always took a lunch break in the morning.
Yeah, because just give me another hour of sleep. And so now I wake up early on my own, no alarm clock.
Because it's a different,
It's a
like feeling
of me.
Yeah. Because I'm getting up for me now.
Getting up for you.
Yeah.
And for your clients. It's like, it's totally different.
And it's you.
Yeah.
It's you. This is your meat and potato. You don't have no barrier.
Answer to yourself.
There is no barrier for sure.
Yeah. So it's like, if you care, and also if you were a good worker, like you know what to do and how to make this experience A1 because you know what you would expect.
For sure.
So you're gonna get up and you're gonna be that client. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because even as a worker, it's like, I might be 15 minutes late. I might be late, but when I get there,
I'm on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
What
you
was the craziest excuse you would tell to get out of or just
I'm
like
taking my lunch break in the morning.
Yeah, taking her lunch break in the morning. And she always sounded like she was up and out. You know what I mean?
Oh, I can turn it on. I gotta go stop by and pick up something.
Yeah. So what's one thing in your business that you've accomplished that you're the most proud of?
In business, opening my own brokerage.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can
Because I didn't foresee that at all.
When I saw that in your bio, I'm like, oh, boss bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Boss bitch.
What are a few things you would tell someone that is looking to get into the industry now in 2023?
I would tell them that it is a lot of work, but so rewarding. And, you know, just be prepared to be a people's person and to really, really learn your craft. It is more to it than just opening doors, crossing your arms. You know what I mean? Like you're really dealing with people's livelihoods. There's so many people involved in a real estate transaction. A lot of times we think it's the buyer, the seller, and the two agents.
Right.
But it's so many people that are involved in that one transaction. Right. And so you're dealing with a lot of different personalities. You're in a time clock. Yeah. And you can really be sued. Well, the brokerage can be sued.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's all, no matter the price point, it's never a little bit of money when you're dealing with property.
Yeah.
And so you got to be a person who's attention to detail, going to read everything, be patient. You know, you're going to act like a counselor. Yes. There's a lot of emotions.
Important thing in somebody's life where they lay their head.
Yes.
So let me ask you though. So speaking of 2023, what would you suggest anybody getting into the industry right now, based off of like what the
what the market's doing
what the
right
market
now,
is looking like right now?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I would suggest that if you do, you have a partner who can help you because things have taken a turn and you'd have to definitely be savvy in how to adjust.
Got it.
Right? So have either a partner or have some money saved up or keep your job.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is a forever changing industry, and this is one where you really have to know what you're talking about, and you really have to be skilled to make the deal make sense.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to know how to bring that interest rate down. Because there's other ways that you can finesse the interest rate.
Got it.
You know,
You can buy it down.
You can buy it down.
Yeah.
You can, if you're a buyer, you can have the seller buy it down. And it's all about how long the property's been on the market. Everything is like tailored and custom made to each property. So it's no like, I can't give you like
One way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just gotta know. And like, even when I'm talking to my agents, I'm like, send me the address.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because everything's different. It's not gonna be what your mom did when she purchased
It's not
a house.
cookie
Right.
cutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Every
cookie
deal
cutter.
is different.
Yeah. And just patience.
Yeah.
Yeah. And don't get in it for the money.
Right.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
don't
pretty
get
much
in
a
for the
tip for
money.
everything
That's
at this
pretty
point.
much
Yeah.
Yeah. The money is rewarding, but I will be honest, the money is not the biggest reward. actual people either getting their check from selling their house and, you know, building their generational wealth, or like actually, oh my God, I just bought a house. Like that feeling is the most rewarding. The money helps, but to me, the freedom of making my own schedule works better for me.
It's rewarding.
Freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my phone rings at different times because you feel like you work for yourself. So you can make your own schedule.
You work for the client every time.
You work for every single client.
Every
you
time.
got the early risers. You got the people who work at night, so they up strolling. You get this house I sent you at 4 o'clock. Yes, I did.
But I'm responding to that.
And you know, because you make the mistakes, all of those learning curves. Because if I'm up, I will respond.
Ooh,
And I've made the mistake of, like, especially being new, you want the clients like, call me anytime.
Course.
And they really legit call you
at any time because you said it.
Anytime.
You said it.
And now my business is like, I take on a lot of different branches with the brokerage.
Right.
So we have like a property management department because I'm fluent in that. So I have property management that I do, and I have Airbnbs that I do. So my phone is constantly chiming in the middle of the night when someone's booking an Airbnb at one of the properties, or someone has an issue at one of the properties, or just a traditional rental when they're making a work order. I have everything come to my phone because I always got my phone. You know what I'm saying? So it's a gift
and a curse.
Yeah. So you really have to have patience.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a get rich overnight situation.
And it's not for the weak.
Yeah. No.
Not for the faint at heart.
But it's also going to be in you and not on you, because I always, in my mind, when I think about an agent, I think about their personality. Like you have to have the personality to, first of all, to even to sell.
And it not be fake.
That
And you
part.
not feel like you're being sold to
or
or sold, or gimmick, or like,
Yes. And somebody who cares, who genuinely cares about you being happy with your purchase, right?
Yes.
And that's why I said do it for the money, because people can peep when you're doing something for your pocket versus
or
theirs.
their benefit.
Yes. But you know, that's that saying, like, common sense ain't common. It's just one of those things, like, everybody don't have customer service. And you can really be skilled and talented at something. Like, I can go get my hair done, and the person doing my hair is just rude. Or don't talk. And you know what I mean?
But be like, so skilled and talented.
But I don't like that. And I think that there should be like a class for customer service.
Well, there is. It's called cosmetology school, but people don't know.
So they teach all that?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. That is like, it's called intro. That, like, your first 3 months, you're in intro, and it talks about customer service, all that draping. It talks about all of that. You're booking, all that kind of stuff, whatever. But people don't go to cosmetology school because in Georgia, specifically in Georgia, you don't have the license to do sew-ins or braids. So
is that why we got to come with our hair wash?
Well, let me tell you.
Listen, first of all, I never thought about
There's
that.
2 parts to that.
You might have
Your brain be braining.
Oh, let me tell you.
That right there.
There's
That
2
makes
parts
sense.
to that. There's 2
I
parts
never
to
thought
that.
about that.
The first part to that is, yes, that's why they're telling you, because they're not licensed, so you don't have to they don't have to shampoo. However, if you are a licensed cosmetologist and you tell somebody to come shampoo, that is against state board, and your license can be taken.
Why won't they just say that though? I'm okay with that. Listen, why won't someone just say that? I would have been so. I would feel so much better about
so
that.
they're not. You know, that's the difference of hairstylists and hairstylists and hairdressers. Like, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. You just taught me
No, you
so
just solved it. You solved
in
it.
larger states in like the West Coast, like California and stuff like that, Oregon, California, Las Vegas or whatever, you have to have a natural hair license in order to do braids and sew-ins and stuff like that. And that's just like a measly like 500 hours that you go. But you have to have a license to do that. But in bigger states, or not bigger states, but in more lax states, you don't have.
I.e. Georgia.
Southern. Southern.
And it shows.
Country.
Yeah.
And it shows.
It shows.
Yeah.
And I
And
have
we be
stopped
so
going to
loud
people.
and bold on the internet.
Yeah.
So loud and bold.
With the marketing.
Ooh, with
yeah.
the rules.
Yes.
Leading with the
market,
rules.
market is
the lack of
top tier.
marketing. Yeah.
Here ain't a lick of education.
Girl,
You get in there and it's like, wait, did I
What
pick it to
the
the right
hell
place?
did I book? Where did I book?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I remember going into the hair salon, and she had like a little suite, and I walked in and she was doing somebody else's hair. I said, do I sit in here or outside?
You can sit out there.
She was like, it don't matter.
Oh.
Yep.
I was like,
find someone to sit.
Okay. I was just sitting here with y'all then.
Right.
But then they kind of warmed up.
Yeah.
Like, I have been to her before.
But it's probably like an interview with you. You walking in, giving queen of closers.
people
It's also like if you didn't go to school, you don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know, and that's why I always suggest that people go. Like, still go, even if you're not gonna take up everything that they teach you. Like, having that license is not. It's like nothing else because you having that experience. You know.
Yeah.
But don't you know how you want to be treated when you go somewhere?
Well, people don't care.
But some people, that's the thing. You don't know what you don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Like, if you have an experience.
And if you're used to being treated a certain way. Yeah.
And you always go to somebody's house and sit between their legs.
But it's just like you said, they just want the money. It's the difference of somebody wanting the money versus having a passion for doing
It's
what
the difference
doing.
in like treating like a hustle versus treating like a business.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of top tier, give the girls some advice on building top tier clients.
On getting top tier
Clientele.
clients, you need to present yourself as top tier. I feel like there's a market for everybody.
Yeah.
Girls are girling.
The girls are girling. Yes.
Our
first guest said the same thing. That was her answer.
I'm so excited. She about to shout, baby.
Because we know who we just
want to attract.
Yes.
And I know if your background, like you do hair in the kitchen, I know I'm past that in my life. I know I'm coming there. You know, I want an experience.
And you're willing to pay for it.
Yeah. And so there is a clientele for everyone.
Yeah.
1000%.
And just marketing to that client. And I don't try and be everywhere and post everything. Like, I do all things real estate, but everything is luxury. Everything is luxury. I would never make somebody feel like their $100,000 property is
not
less than their $1 million property.
Right.
It is different when we're dealing with the contracts and what we negotiate, but it's the structure is
the
there.
quality of service is the
and
same.
the service is still going to be there because you never know what that's going to turn into. We all start somewhere.
Yes.
And I will tell you, even the people who you think are luxury agents, they're not turning down any price point. Right?
Because why would you? It
Right.
makes no sense.
We only get paid when something closes.
Right.
And so you can do luxury and post all these luxury houses on your page, but it takes a long time for luxury to close. And so, because not everybody qualifies.
And that's like the top 1%. I mean, it's less of them.
It's less of them.
So
Like I said, everybody
sense.
don't buy a house every day.
Yeah,
and now you got a
absolutely.
house that not everybody can qualify for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, $250, $300,
Give it
an
to
investor
me.
can get that. A first-time home buyer can get that. You know what I mean? Like, and they add up to be the same thing. So I just, to get a certain type of clientele, if you're just trying to market with one type of clientele, then post those houses that you're trying to get. But in this industry, I wouldn't recommend that. I would just recommend you being polished. You
being polished.
Yes. Your content being polished.
Yes.
For real, who's really trying to follow a business page? We're following you.
You're following you.
We want to
We're
be
buying into you.
People are nosy.
Yeah, we want to see you. We want to see good content.
Yeah.
And so
The girls are huge advocates of the quadrant fit theory, as you know. What are some things you do to assure your quadrant fitness as an entrepreneur?
I meditate.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
How long have you been meditating?
Since it was maybe like June of last year.
Okay.
And it I have to talk. When I meditate, I'm talking to God.
Okay.
Right?
Absolutely.
So I just want him to be clear. And my thing is, I just want him to guide me and me accept it. Because we be like, God, give me a sign, and then he gives a sign. We be like, that wasn't it.
Right.
Surely God wasn't talking to me. That was the devil. That was the devil. And so, trying to trick me. That was me. Trying to trick me. I want to right through you. I told you to talk about what I wanted to do. I want you to tell me to do. So I just be like, let me just accept it, because I have a hard time accepting what God is trying to take from me.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I know he's not trying to say that, right? I just wish that we could really hear him, like how
plain.
we communicate.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my mother about that the other day, and she goes off into a Bible verse, and I'm just like, maybe she's missing what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because I
think it's that age group.
Yeah.
It's the age
They
group.
process things differently.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, so when you're looking for that clear message, right? Do you feel like when you don't get it, you keep getting tested with the same lesson over and over again until
until
you
learn it.
Until I say, okay, this is my sign.
Okay.
Right.
I'm going to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
One of those. Okay.
Yeah. And that's just his process of doing the way he do things.
Okay.
Y'all remember that meme when it's like, I'm not dating no more until God come down and tell me, sit on my bed. This is my homeboy. I got a homeboy for you. Yeah. Sit on my bed and holler at me.
joy that you got.
God, because so oftentimes I don't hear it.
Yeah.
Even with meditating, because I have so many thoughts going on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I don't know which is from you and which is just from
Well,
me.
because you're still working it out. Like I think
Working it out.
meditation happens in like processes, and the clearer and the more quiet you can quiet those thoughts.
It's a practice.
But it's a practice, so you get better and better and better.
Yeah.
And I just have to be still. And I found that being still and just letting go and letting God, like they used to say, that is just like, you just kind of just be easy.
Yeah.
Take your
And
hands
the
off
discomfort is so short most of the time. It's like it's relatively short. It's like you go through that period.
Yeah. When you in it.
But as soon as you submit, it seems like he brings you right out. Like he'll show you exactly what he wanted you to see.
I told my cousin, this sounds terrible, but I told her, I said, God probably wants you to shut the hell up. He's tired of you praying and talking to him and asking him the same thing over and over. Because you don't get the lesson.
So you're going to keep repeating the like,
absolutely.
whatever.
Stop saying the same stuff.
And he hears us. Because when you think about it, like, I have everything that I've asked for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everything. And I'm pretty detailed. Because God be trying to be funny sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You should be praying for something like, okay, I forgot to add that. You trying it, God? Okay, I got it. You know?
Oh my God.
Yes.
True and true.
Like, God, but it's so, you know what I want. Stop being so technical. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he's very specific and always on his time. And I just pray that I can accept his timing and wait my time, wait your turn, and root for your friends.
Ooh, root for your friends.
Absolutely.
Money?
Yeah.
Money. Listen, Money has rooted for me way before I ever even saw myself. In that way.
Yeah.
When we were in Waffle House. And the only reason why I even remember, why I even remember being in Waffle House is because she makes mention of it. It was random as hell to me. Like, we were just in Waffle House.
I knew.
Shooting the shit.
And she is like hyping me up. I'm like, girl, quiet down. We just talking.
She
was so excited for me.
Was it your business card?
I think it was.
It was
You
dope.
were so hyped.
Yeah, I forgot the name
No,
of
I
it.
think it was the business name.
The business name. Because it was something different.
It was
before.
Whiplash.
Yes.
So hyped.
With the ash.
Oh my God.
That's so cute.
She was so hyped.
Yes.
Okay, root for your friends. That's one.
That's
Oh,
a bar.
I love that.
That's a bar.
Okay.
We recently discussed money mindset and money mindset blocks. What has been your relationship with money? And over the years, how has it evolved?
That's a great question, too.
Okay.
Yeah. So my relationship with money in this industry, I think in any entrepreneur, you can the sky's the limit, right?
Yeah.
So I was able to like touch money that I didn't think that I would see. You know what I'm saying? On my own. And I was just like, oh, I'm rich.
Book everything.
Right. So like, you can't sit with me. Right. Great Groupon. Like,
bring me caviar.
And you go through it like, you know how you be in the store, like, how much it is? And like, that ain't bad, but you ain't really got it.
Ain't got it.
Now you in the store, like, yeah, give me another one of those.
Right.
Just swiping. You know what I mean? And it just like felt good, and it just felt like I have arrived, and I'm gonna get it back. Like, spin a check and get it right back.
Right.
So how long did you go through that phase?
Because
that
phase
was just
is
during
dangerous.
the pandemic when the money was heavy.
Money was flowing.
Yeah, everybody had a check, so everybody was trying to help. You get a house. So I was just like, okay, this is great. And, went through that. But like, I just have that mindset, like, I'm going to get it back, right? Yeah. But now you learn to be more responsible. Like, okay, this is going to be. Before, so I don't get paid in my name.
Okay.
I always separate it to the business name.
Right.
But now I have what I pay myself.
The business pays you.
Yeah, I make sure that the firm has money.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because I like to buy things on business credit, and I like everything to work like a real official business.
Yes.
And I also make sure that my savings is for something substantial and not for a bag or like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, oh, the new Fenty bag came out? Okay, I made that bag. Take that out your savings account. You know what I'm saying? But
I deserve it.
And you wear it like 1 or 2 times and then you over it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the type of person, I'm like, I gotta have. And before I wasn't even into that. And now I just like, honestly, like, probably like the most comfortable shoes are not expensive to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just do it for if you're going somewhere. I'm not an everyday brand.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
In your industry though, it is a thing. Like perceptions,
the
vehicle, it's all a thing.
Now the vehicle is a necessity.
I would say that.
Because like for me, so like my daughter has her license suspended right now, so I've been driving her car. Literally, my back was aching. I like, man, bump that. I'm getting back in my car. Yeah. I need all of the comforts.
The comfort.
Yes.
Because we're in the
you
car
get
all the
used
time.
to it.
Yes. In the car all the time, and then you're walking.
It's important.
Body gets used to it.
Absolutely.
It's the one industry where I've heard that that's a thing. Like, it's important.
If you're doing high volume and you're in your car all the time, you need to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, somebody told me that when I was getting into the hair industry, though. They told me that you have to show up in a way. You have to really show up in a way.
I don't know what kind of cars my hairstylists be driving.
No, not in that sense. When I opened up the stores.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
When I opened up the stores and I was trying to do a bunch of marketing as far as like product placement in movies and stuff. Basically, they were telling me like you needed to show up in that way.
That is a thing in Atlanta for sure that I've heard other entrepreneurs say. But if you don't see me pull up. But for you guys, I see why that's a thing.
Yeah.
And not every agent. I mean, I have seen agents that don't have a car. To me, that's like a chef without a knife. You know what I'm saying? Because they just getting in, they want to start, and we gotta start somewhere. But you gotta have your tools.
Yes, you gotta have your tools.
You know, and so. And you don't have to have no luxury car, but you have to have something comfortable.
And clean.
Comfortable, clean.
Reliable.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really have people in my car for the most part. It's not like how it used to be where people ride with you.
Right,
they don't do that
somebody
anymore.
Right.
Yeah. I've had clients ride with me, or we'll meet at one property and we click so well. I'm like, just hop in the car. And you know, like again, it don't have to be nothing luxury. They know me for me, but I just will say, you know, I spend a lot of time in the car, more time in my car than I do in my office.
So it is about you more so than
anything
and
else.
I'm older now, so I have to be comfortable.
I'm older now.
Luxury car girl. You've always had a nice vehicle.
Yeah, but like that back, I was like, oh my God, you know, I had to get up out her car.
What has been your biggest challenge in your entrepreneurial journey, and how did you overcome it?
Oh, that's a good question again, because my biggest challenge is I make most of my money on social media.
Okay.
But social media is my biggest challenge because
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm an introvert. Like, I'm bubbly with people. It has to be like a small setting.
Got it.
Girl,
She's got all the personality.
I'm
but
like introvert.
very much introvert. Yeah.
Wow.
So you're like,
who all gonna be there? How many people gonna be there? That's me. Like,
Omnivert.
Yes. And so, in our industry, we always have like a whole bunch of realtors get together. They do a lot of stuff. I just want to be invited.
Yeah.
I ain't going. But don't understand that invited.
At least your attitude's about
That's a real thing.
It's a real thing. So as long as I'm invited, we ain't got beef. But just know
I'm busy that day.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna
invite
be,
me.
if I could, if I was in town, I'd be right in town in my bed.
Yeah.
I hope they don't
even know the date. Don't even know the date.
That's
I'm right here.
That's this one.
I pop out and I'm a good time.
She don't care if she invited though.
No,
I don't care if you invited. Me too. I'm be honest.
That makes sense.
I ain't coming, but invite me.
That's also an industry thing too. That's like having that name on the list.
Yeah. Because what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
The queen needs to be on the list. Period. The queen needs to be on the list.
I get it.
Okay, so how do you balance your work life and personal life as an entrepreneur? Or
Hard
do
one.
you?
Not a good question.
Like, what is balance?
No. You know what? And I don't really have much of a personal life. I'm super single, but I've noticed like when I'm feeling somebody, work gets put to the back burner. I'm almost like, I hate to say this out loud, but annoyed when someone calls me about work.
Like, you're like, I'm with my babe. It's
It's so Pisces. It's so Pisces.
Why are you calling me? I got work to do.
Same. You know where I'm at.
So I have not figured out that balance because for the most of my life, I've always been single.
Yeah.
So it's just been work.
Right.
But as far as like my daughter, it's great being able to not have to come up with an excuse as to why I need to be off. Like I don't ever if we're going somewhere with my friends, her birthday or whatever, I'm just like, just let me know.
Yeah, you don't hesitate.
No PTO or anything
Exactly.
like that.
Yeah.
You know, I just make arrangements for my clients because I'm always on their schedule, so it's cool if they're on my schedule. And I usually don't tell them that they're on my schedule.
Yeah.
I just tell them that I have another
What you
appointment.
available.
Prior
Yeah.
engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I haven't. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
It's
Finding
day
it.
to day.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery.
Yeah.
It's the ever-ending challenge, or
we're
like
in
ever-ending
process,
like process.
Yeah.
Of
How do y'all handle it?
nobody.
For me, we talked about it on Quadrifit.
Yeah.
I feel like it's basically kind of going back to the Quadrifit, like not understanding that everything doesn't have to be like
High priority.
high
100%,
priority. You
yeah.
just have to be putting some effort towards everything.
all of them, so
Yeah,
that your basket
absolutely.
is full. Yeah.
Yes, and making sure that
And also
the
like just
wheelhouse
having
is still
boundaries too. Like
Boundaries.
having those
That
boundaries
part.
will help you
Yeah.
be able to do those things.
That part.
Absolutely.
Because I think that's what I think on social I look single. So a lot of times, like, this is a very
Say it.
this
It's
is a very
with me too.
dangerous industry, I'm sure, for you too.
Yes.
But like people will reach out to you pretending to be about
I never
business,
even thought about that.
and they, want something else. Like I'll get a text message at 9:00 and be like, "So how was your week?" Wait, I thought you wanted me to list your house. Like, what's your
What are we doing here?
So
You know what I'm saying?
I haven't necessarily had that, but being single, I haven't. Sometimes people get an expectation of
look
my
available.
availability.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like,
But I've heard what you said
Yeah,
before.
I
like,
didn't think about
people
it
have
in
said
that way.
like they pretend like they want
Yes.
service, but
Yeah.
want to just link.
They
yeah.
want to just chit chat.
Yeah. They do that in a lot of industries, I think.
Book
Let's
a
link
slot.
up. Yeah.
I have said that, and they will book your spot and take up your time. They will get pre-approved and take up your time.
Ooh.
Like it's just a
They
scary.
have no intentions.
Yeah,
no
they
intentions of
want to
doing
get
anything.
this. It's a gift and a curse with the social media.
Right,
We're
because you have
so
to put yourself
touchable.
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So touchable. Like
Yeah.
I've answered the phone. My office phone is the one that gets put
call.
out there, and people be like, "Is the queen of closing?" And I'm like, I already know there's some foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, no, this
can
is
tell by
actually
the
her
voice.
assistant, Shabonica.
That part. That part.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Listen, it's just crazy, and so I just don't like to be so out there.
Yeah.
And I think that I only give people a snippet of my life, so they don't know my personal life, so they just feel like
Yeah, they're
Oh,
filling
they
the
don't know
blanks.
what
They
you-
fill in the
what-
blanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
trying to balance that other side, they feel like they know what you got going on, or I don't post true to time, so they feel like
Right.
Oh yeah.
yeah, she outside. Let me call her. No,
Right.
I'm in my bonnet right
And
now.
that's
That was
so
old.
that's so intentional.
Or me
So
out of
intentional.
town.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you ain't
Yeah.
say nothing. I'm like, I'm home.
Yes.
That wasn't. That's not in real time.
Right.
Yeah.
Real time.
Yes.
That
And they
was
don't
6 months
respect
ago.
your
Right.
Actually.
Yeah.
when you are the business. I feel like people don't separate the business in
Right.
the business hours and
Exactly.
the business time, and they don't think that you have a family because you don't have a family that they see.
That
Right.
You know what I'm
is
saying?
it. Exactly. That's true.
So, what is the most valuable lesson you've learned thus far in your journey?
In real estate,
In just business, period.
in business, is that the most valuable lesson I think that I learned is that everyone does not have to do business with you, and do not take it personal.
Amen.
Boom. I love
It's
that.
just
Don't
business.
take it personal
Y'all.
message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I live by
That's
that.
your shirt.
That's my t-shirt. I'm gonna get you one.
Yes, I need it. I need the hat and everything.
The
because-
business is not personal. That's for sure.
because it's our business, it's personal.
Sure.
Absolutely.
And, when you're going through like school, for us in real estate school, they tell you go through your phone. Your phone is your database. Reach out to your friends. Reach out to your family.
Yeah.
And then if they
Your
go with
family don't want you in
somebody
their
else,
business, first of
they
all.
don't want you in their business. But honestly, as an agent, we're not in the business
Because I don't see
Right.
the number. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I'm
I
not,
know
I'm
how
not the
much the
loan
house costs.
officer. I'm
Right.
not the
Yeah.
lender. Yeah.
But that's public record.
I just know like how much I'm looking for. Like I don't know how
ask
much
for
you're
your pay
making.
stubs. I
Yeah.
don't ask for your tax
I know none
returns.
of that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's like the lack of a knowledge. Like we don't know
Yes,
that, so
right.
you don't know. So
Yes.
it would be helpful for people to be more, clear about that. Like
Yes.
the agents to be more clear about that.
Yes.
'Cause
Yes.
I think it's the unknown part.
Yeah. But just can't take it personal because everybody has their own reason
Absolutely.
for why they do something. They could owe somebody a favor.
Absolutely.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, obligation too. It's
Yeah.
like out of obligation.
Yeah. Now sometimes it's just disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just was like, I got
But it still ain't personal.
Yeah.
But the issue is still there.
The issue is still
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Facts.
it belongs
Have
to
you
Yeah.
ever had somebody get their lashes done and then try and come to you to fix them?
Yeah.
Go to someone else, you mean?
Yes.
Like when they could have
yes.
came to you initially,
Yes.
like a friend or a family.
That's what I don't like. That's
Yeah.
when it's like,
No, I don't really even care. Like, if you don't think enough to have a conversation with me about what I can do, that's it. Like, I know that I gave you the best, and I open and I lead with the fact that you can talk to me or tell me anything. I don't lead with a personality like, I know what I'm doing. I know what I wanted to create. I know what the vibe is. But if you leave there in our exchange and you don't feel comfortable saying something to me or even texting me back, that's your business.
No, she said.
No, I
first.
think what she's saying,
first.
did someone go to someone else and then come to you, someone
To
that
fix
you
it,
know,
for
to
you to
fix it?
fix.
Yeah.
yeah, that was something that you knew though.
I don't care.
They've been watching you. They made a decision to go to someone else because someone else was cheaper, and then they want to come to you for you to fix it.
Because it's still the same price.
I don't work behind other artists. Same price, exactly. I'm not working behind them. So
You gotta work harder.
let's start
I'll
over.
definitely be feeling away.
I mean, with
I'm
the price
learning to
point,
take myself out.
Yeah.
So
So you mean like they, in your case, they hired an agent, they've been working with that agent, they haven't had success, and then they come to you.
Yeah, and then my thing is with agents, there is no price point. It's all the same. So it's not like, it's industry set, right?
Yeah.
So I had it happen with my brother. And like it was the house we grew up in.
I'm about to drink on that.
Really?
Drink the bottle. Because, like it was the house that we grew up in. He initially called me. He had a tenant
which
in
would
it.
have been so monumental.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
so happy for my mom and everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He had a tenant in there. At the time when he referred her, she wasn't physically on paper qualified. She could not buy. So the following year when she did get qualified, she found her an agent. And she moved out. Her agent then said to my brother, what are you going to do with the house? I can sell it. And he allowed her to sell it instead of calling me. And then it was like around Thanksgiving. I remember being in Vegas at the time. And he called me about the contract that he had received, asking me questions. And I know it's a time.
Can you reread my contract for me?
I am done.
No, that's a bold ass.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
a bold brother.
Yes. Man, I went off on him. And we were in the casino. And my daughter at the time wasn't old enough to be in the casino. We had missed our flight. So we were just trying to hang out in the casino. And because I went off, it drew so much attention.
She had to get out of
They
there.
was like, ma'am, we're going to have to ask you to leave. Because I'm just like, hold up. Because I'm trying to ask questions. Like, why are you asking about a contract? And he's so rude and so narcissistic. Like, he's just like, you asking all these questions. You need to be worried about what I asked you. I said, I don't need to worry about it.
I'm not worried.
What? You need to call your weak agent.
Yeah, and
ask these questions.
At this time of the night.
Yeah.
And ask them.
Yeah. And then he was like, well, the house was like, she had it listed for like $150, which was a little low, not too low, but a little lower than what I would have listed it for. It wasn't all that house anyway, but anyway. So it's the house we grew up in, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, trying to tell him like it was listed low. But anyway, he says, I didn't think you work for that price point.
Yeah.
So I definitely don't work for free.
Right. Well, free is the price.
Because
Yeah.
you calling me is working me, and it's
Yeah.
after hours. You know what I'm saying?
I work for
Absolutely.
the price point,
And
but
you
you said I work
back-ended
for
me,
free.
you back-ended me
Right.
anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that sometimes people just do what's beneficial for them in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've learned in being an entrepreneur, because I'm guilty of that before it, that even though I say I learned not to take it personal, it is our personal business. So I do try to support my friends' businesses.
Right.
And think,
So you're
who do I
conscious
know
of it
first? Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Before I
Tell you to outsource.
Absolutely.
Yes, you know
Yes,
what I'm saying? Who I
absolutely.
know cut grass? Who
Yeah, exactly.
you know, anything, because the power of the dollar is
It's
everything.
should
very
stay in our
important.
community.
And you know
Absolutely.
what? Remember, have you like what was it, Black Wall Street back in the
Yes.
day? Like how
Yes.
it was so successful.
Yeah.
I love Atlanta for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I really feel like Atlanta, we really do network and stick together
Yeah,
and
we
get money
do.
here.
Yeah.
What specific qualities, skills, or characteristics do you look for in a potential team member when building your team?
So if you are wanting to come to the firm, which we are not looking for agents right now.
Aw.
Put
That's
that
a
up.
good. That's a good.
Yeah,
thing.
that's a great problem.
Yeah.
to have.
No, it's not, you know, I didn't open it with the intention to have any agents.
Oh,
I just
okay.
wanted to cut out the middleman, which was the broker, and keep my money.
Okay.
Got it.
But I do have a few agents, and for me, it's really about the culture of the office and integrity.
Okay.
That's probably at the top of my list. Like
Heavy
I want
on that.
to watch. I need to know how you move, what
For
you think
sure.
about certain situations, because we live in a city that just a lot of scamming going on.
Yes.
And I just don't like that energy.
Yeah.
I don't like no fast.
You don't want to have to like second guess people.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I just like real pure intentions. You don't even got to be on. You know?
For sure.
Just good, genuine.
It goes a long way.
By the book, because I'm very black and white when it comes to the contracts.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why we have contracts.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I don't need nobody trying to get around it. Well, technically, you can do it. I don't like that energy.
Even if you have keep it to
don't cut no corners.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You're not playing them games.
I got my homeboy. If he put it in his name, this ain't the brokerage for you.
You know,
get you caught up.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, we don't even do like dual agency at my brokerage, which is like where you can represent the buyer and the seller.
Right.
Okay.
I just don't. That's one of the things.
It's a conflict. I mean,
think
it could
so.
be.
Just the way that I want to represent my
always
client.
wonder how that even works.
Yeah. I mean, you can do it in Georgia, but we don't allow it at my brokerage just because the way you want to go for your client is hard to do.
Absolutely.
That. If you selling your house and you tell me what your bottom line is.
Yep.
How am I?
That makes
One
sense.
of my favorite reality shows is Selling Sunset on Netflix, and they represent both. And I'm like, how are you gonna fight for one
exactly,
and then
I that
fight
too.
for the other? It's
now
odd.
I'll give it to another agent in the office.
Okay,
and we can't talk about it. But my agents like to talk to me about everything. So it would just be like
a conflict.
You know what I'm saying? They want to make sure that everything is right. And I love that for them. I love that for me.
Right.
So we just, all money ain't good money. So
I love that.
Yeah. So how do you see your business evolve in the next 5 years? And what are some steps that you were doing to make sure that it does do that?
So right now, like I said, I don't accept agents.
Okay.
But in the next 5 years, I see myself with maybe 10 or less.
Okay.
It's never going to be a big brokerage. It's a boutique
That's what
brokerage.
You want.
Yeah, because I told you I don't like a lot of people at one time. I like to keep you know what I'm saying? I like the culture to be like really like Selling Sunset.
Yes.
There's 6 agents.
It's boutique.
Yes.
10 would be my absolute max. I'm not trying to be like corporate here, and here. I just like it to be a small, So what I'm doing right now to prepare for that is I have 3 agents right now. So I'm just getting them prepared to work on their own. Like I said, they like to run everything by me.
Yeah.
But I want
you're like a mentor of sorts.
Yes.
As well as
coaching
the
and
broker.
developing.
Yes.
You're coaching and developing.
And the one who's been with me the longest, she's good. She's
pretty self-sufficient.
Yeah. I hear from her when I see her contracts upload. You know what I'm saying? But the other 2, they're fairly new. And most people who are going to come to your brokerage are going to be new because everybody else feel like they're your peers.
Right.
They're going to open their own or it's an ego thing.
Yeah.
It's an Atlanta thing, too. People don't want to work for nobody.
I mean,
they got to be a look.
It got to be a look.
They got to be
Hashtag girl boss.
Yes. And
even when you don't need to be. You need to learn.
Right.
You have to learn.
There's levels. And everybody wants to just jump.
We still need Indians. We still need Indians.
Yeah, we definitely do.
Yeah.
And it's a real thing. Like, I remember getting my brokerage license and people hitting me up like they want to be a broker. And I'm like, are you a realtor? Because you can't skip.
How you going to skip
that
from that?
part? Do you even know what a broker is? Like, why do you want to be something and you don't know what it is? Like, I just never was that
eager.
It's the title.
You know what I mean?
It's the title.
And so, and there's a lot of top producing realtors that do not care to get their own brokerage.
Yeah.
And that is wonderful because it's a different level of responsibilities, and they sell more than me, and they work for someone else. So it doesn't have to be you have to be a broker.
Just
you
not
have
a passion
to
of
be a broker.
theirs.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But I think that egos, they just not.
Yeah.
Well, they always say speak things into existence. So we're gonna speak it out loud. Of course, manifestation is a thing, but there's a joke going around saying that people in Atlanta have replaced church with brunch and prayer with manifestation.
That's a good one.
That is exactly.
However,
Oh my God.
we see it. Yeah, we've been
Accurate.
praying. Yeah, we've been praying, but we're still
Accurate.
manifesting as well. That you are going to have exactly what you want, and it may not be 5 years, it may be 3 years, it may be 2 years. It's always going to be in God's plan.
Yes.
It's on His own timing, like we spoke about before. He might be a little funny with you and make it 20 agents. Like you said you want boutique, but it's gonna be corporate.
Right.
Right.
So I mean,
We got it stamped.
yeah,
We said it here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back and play this.
It's happening.
Yes. Rewind the tape.
Yes. It's
It all
happening.
started here. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
Best of luck to you on that journey, girl.
Yes.
Thank y'all for having me.
I'm just so happy. I can't even really contain myself.
This is so
Because I just
dope.
remember
Thank y'all.
conversations we used to have
I know.
in that office.
That's how I know that it's gonna just keep growing
Man.
and growing
Yeah.
and growing, and we're gonna watch this
Girl.
tape.
Yeah.
Because if we would have recorded
Girl.
Waffle House?
Baby.
And it's up. It's up.
Yes.
up and stuff.
Definitely. We're all about the girls, so we like to end on this. Would 12-year-old you be inspired by you now? And what would you tell her if you could?
She absolutely would.
Aww.
She absolutely would. And I would just tell her, I told you so.
Aww. I love that.
I love that.
Yes.
Thank you.
That is perfect.
Absolutely. Well, we thank you for coming on.
Yes.
Thank you for
Our
having
second
me.
guest. This
Oh,
was
my
phenomenal.
God.
I love the
Thank
conversation. Absolutely. Yes. We're so like I'm impressed by you
Yes.
and
So
your
grateful.
journey for
Yes.
sure.
Thank you.
And feel so motivated by the things that you've done. And I know that you're gonna do nothing but greatness because I see it all over you. As soon as you walk the door, I'm like, ooh, energy.
It's all over her. It's all
you.
over
Love the
her.
energy. Yes,
Thank
for sure.
you.
So thank you again for coming on. We appreciate
Yes.
it.
Thank y'all for having me. Y'all are so
Thank you,
organic. It's
Money.
really
Thank
y'all.
you.
The energy is y'all. It flows well. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see guest number 22.
Yes.
I just made history. I'm number 2.
Absolutely. I'm glad you feel that way.
Thank
Yes,
you so
for
much.
sure. Thank y'all.
Top
All right,
2.
you guys.
Not number 2. All right.
Thank you guys. Episode
Love you
12 is in the
guys.
books. We'll catch you again for next week for episode 13.
Hey girl, thanks for listening. But before you go, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.